774 ABC Melbourne. Richard Stubbs in the afternoon. At Haskett from We Love Ella, and that's Natalie Cole singing Ella Fitzgerald. And sitting in front of me is a young man who's been spending quite a time in Japan and thought to himself, man, I can't wait to get back to Australia and get some wide open space. I might go on the bay. Let's find out how that worked out for him. Silas Hickey is in front of me. Hooray, Silas.
Hey, Richard, how are you?
Good. Is that true? Did you go out in a boat?
Well, yeah, we didn't intend to go out in the open ocean, but we kind of, the engine stopped, so we ended up getting sucked around from Pittwater around the corner there, Palm Beach, and ended up about 2 kilometres out in the open sea. So.
What size boat are we in, and who's the we?
Well, I was out there with an animator, unfortunately. It would have been better to be out there with someone that was a bit more sort of nautically trained, but I was with a Melbourne animator.
So there's pizza and some kind of drink that has caffeine in it, because that is the staple of animators.
Yeah, it was a two-man tinny, so...
Really?
Not the most seaworthy two-man tinny either. Yeah,
so you really are with someone else who's a complete idiot nautically, and the engine stopped.
Yeah.
And you really are sucked out into the ocean.
We really got it was quite a serious situation.
Did you have your mobiles with you?
There was about 1 bar of battery power left on my friend's mobile.
Why is it that, like, when people spot aliens, they're always they're never an astrophysicist. They're always someone who's just startled by it, and there was no camera to hand. Why is it that when folk get lost in these situations, they look at their phone and it's always, I got 1 bar of battery. What? Who doesn't have their phone charged?
Well, it's funny you should mention aliens, because the animator that I was with is really completely into conspiracy theory as well.
Right. So did he suspect this was CIA knocking him off for that?
Probably something like that. But yeah, as I said, it got quite serious, because we ended up about 2 kilometres out in the open ocean, and there was a bit of a swell building, right. And then sort of the current was so strong that we were being.
Do you have life jackets?
Of sorts. It's kind of some floaties, I think, would be a better description of what we had.
Did either of you at any stage say a 3-hour cruise? Did either of you say that?
No. I was singing a few sea shanties.
Yeah, was he saying, shut up, man, shut up. I told you Disney would have us whacked. This is how it works. This is what they do. We'll never be found. Shut up, shut up.
Opposition, yeah. No, but, I mean, it took the water police about... 7 hours to find us, because he had no lights or anything. I mean, I'm from Tokyo, so I don't really know much about boats or outboard motors, so I was completely in his hands.
And he's an animator, and we've already described what they're like.
It was all his fault, yeah.
Really, what you needed was a stop-motion guy, because they're really, really OCD about everything.
Right, or a claymator, yeah.
That's right, and he would have done the tinkering, whereas animators, broad brushstrokes, fire it up.
Yeah, no, it was...
So you spent 8 hours? Lolling around.
Yeah, we ended up. We got swept out about 11:45, and we got back. Towed back at about 5:30.
Were you glad to see them?
Glad to see what
the dudes in the boat.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What did they say there? You go, hey, you blokes going?
They were like, you bloody idiots.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was pretty irresponsible, really. But as I said, it really wasn't my fault.
Good defence. I don't know that it is irresponsible, really. It's just one of those things that kind of only happens in cartoon. Because your life has been animation, sitting staring slack-jawed at it instead of learning about boats, or working in it full time. Did it occur to you at any stage, this is kind of funny cartoon. This will be a good animation.
Yeah, well, it was a bit... Well, I mean, until I started panicking, it was kind of a cartoony experience, yeah. But there was a bit of panic setting.
I'm sensing... I'm sure you're familiar with the movie Aliens. I'm sensing both of you are kind of Bill Paxton. I don't see a Hudson. I don't see a Hicks here. I just see a lot of. Oh yeah, it's good with the kid in charge.
Completely. No, we're both sort of skinny animation runts. Yes, there's no. Yeah, we're not very good with our hands. Drawing, but not sort of.
Not surprisingly, Silas isn't in front of me to talk about his nautical exploits and how he circumnavigated the globe. Because, well,
inadvertently.
He might if it was washed out, but otherwise he's not going to. He's creative director, Asia Pacific Animation Development, Turner Entertainment Networks Asia, Inc. One of the longest business cards in the world. He's also one of the judges for Tropfest Junior, which was judged last Sunday. And for all those reasons, I wanted him in front of me to have a chat. Did you fall in love with animations when you were but a lad sitting cross-legged in front of the TV?
Yeah. Well, I actually grew up in Eltham, which is a suburb of Melbourne.
Yes, it is.
I hope it's still there after the fire.
Yes, it is.
Good. And I guess probably like yourself, I would get home from school and watch a couple of hours of Cartoon Corner, Daryl Summers' Cartoon Corner,
Nice.
every day, basically. So having done that, mainly Hanna-Barbera type stuff, Scooby-Doo, stuff like that.
Wally Gator.
Wally Gator, yeah. Wally Gator's a favourite. Having done that, I sort of feel, uniquely qualified to occupy the position that I do at Cartoon Network.
Sure. Well, your life's been building to this point. I always like the idea of Wally Gator because I like I do like theme songs that talk about what's on the show. SpongeBob SquarePants has that kind of classic theme to it, and guess what? The show works so well. But I like let's animate an alligator, but let's make him the swingingest alligator in the swamp, not in the world, just the swamp. We didn't overstate it. And I thought that was nice.
A lot of those cartoons have fantastic jingles. Hong Kong Phooey also, I think it was, what was his name again? Scat Johnson, or so it's a African-American musician. Fantastic. Also, Top Cat, Flintstones, all that stuff.
Top Cat,
really good.
Magnificent.
Yeah.
If only because the word indisputable is in a jingle. You don't see that much. You don't see, the indisputable leader of the gang.
That's right. Top Cat, the indisputable. Yeah. No, that's a fantastic cartoon. I mean, all that old Hanna-Barbera stuff is really great. And that's what we broadcast on our channel in Australia, which is Boomerang. It's just really fantastic character-driven animation, which is still what we're looking for at Cartoon Network.
Really? Because I speak to folk now who don't say that. I speak to folk who say animation now is just a machine to sell toys, and you just animate the toy spin-off, and there it goes, and the heart and soul's been ripped out of it, and you're at the head of that evil empire. How do you feel?
There's certainly that side of it exists, but that's not what I'm interested in. That's not what I'm doing.
So can you survive? Absolutely. If you're not interested in that, isn't that the world? Isn't that
absolutely? Because kids will identify with dimensional, well-designed, well-written characters, and that's what we're in the business of creating. We're not in the business of, I wouldn't be the right person to ask about merchandising and stuff, but in terms of strong character-driven, stories. That's what we're in the business of making.
It's interesting. Your body language and face have changed radically, and I suspect that these are debates that you have internally with folk all the time. Is that true?
Internally, no. Just with people like
just
yourself.
I'm just asking the question. You don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah. Because I really don't. I really don't like, as you say. I'm really not into the kind of cartoons that seem like it's a cartoon that's post-rationalised off the back of a bunch of toys. That's not really my thing. It's not our thing.
Well, why is it then that if you had this conversation enough to make you irritated, that
I'm not really irritated.
Yeah. Your whole body changed and your lips started sneering and stuff happened. If you're an animal, you would have growled.
Right.
But there was low in the throat. But that's okay. If you have what is going on in your industry, if this is the perception of something that you looked at through innocent eyes and it was just great and it was fun and it was entertaining, what's going on?
Well, look, there's other people, there's other companies that are probably doing that type of thing that you're saying, which is making cartoons to sell toys, but it's just not the part of that's just not the business that I'm in or that we're in. I wouldn't be doing it if I was. In meetings with people about, ranges of toys and plastic sort of landfill, and then try and make a cartoon.
You've seen the movie Death to Smoochie?
No.
You need to see that movie.
Yeah, no.
You need to see that movie. It's Robin Williams, Edward Norton.
Right.
Huge cast.
Is that
hilarious.
A recent release?
Old. Funny. Really funny.
And it's about
children's television and merchandising and stuff.
Yeah,
but it's interesting and funny, and this debate is going then.
Right, okay.
Silas? Do you like to shoot poo? Still?
No, God, I can't believe that thing still comes back.
I've got an SMS that just says, does he still like to? Go on, ask him.
Terrible. Who sent it?
I don't know.
That was a T-shirt that I designed for a surf company years and years and years ago, because I used to surf competitively when I was a teenager down at sort of Lawn and actually all over Australia and the world, but I was designing T-shirts, and I designed a T-shirt called the Poo Shooter, which I prefer not to talk about.
Fair enough. No, a lot of it's still sub judice, I believe. A lot of action's still pending. Yeah. Still nice to know. Quick Draw McGraw. This has been SMS'd in just for no reason. I think because we were talking Hanna-Barbera and someone. I think I still say to my kids, it's all right, Bubba Louie, when they fall over. And they must reply, it's all right.
Another great theme song too. Yippee-yi-yo, yay, galloping all the way. Yeah.
Here comes Quick Draw
McGraw.
Yeah, sure. Beautiful words.
Yeah.
Animation is a huge business, multi-million dollar, and films, animation in movies is now well respected. It's like, he's up there, and you get the big name attached to it. Is that where you want to go to? Do you want the film side of your life?
I think I'm a big enough cheese as I am now. I don't think I need to get to be the really big cheese. I'm just happy with the position I'm occupying now. I mean, it's.